They're doing yard work next door, so my sensory stuff is kind of going off the rails, but we persevere. Hey, it's Wednesday. We're going to the studio today. It's my first time going to the studio in about a month, so hopefully my plants haven't died. I have pothos and then a ZZ plant, and I know that those are pretty hardy, so I'm hoping that everything's okay. Hi, Miss Pepper. Hey. So I'm hoping that they're okay. I think they should be. But we're going to the studio today because I gotta draw. I haven't had really good drawing time in a really long time, so I think I just want to get in there, and I think we're gonna do some what? I think we're gonna do some anatomy work today. I need to do some anatomy studies, even if it's just like drawing people from Pinterest. I haven't done that in so long, so I think we might be doing that. I don't want to, but I also want to because, again, like I'm getting back into Baldur's Gate 3. Again, I think I'm almost at 1,000 hours on that game. I must be. I'm at 120 hours on console now. And I know I was at about like 750 on PC, though that number is an estimate because I wasn't running it through Steam, so it wasn't tracking all of my play hours. Anyway, I digress. Playing a lot of Baldur's Gate 3. I'm in like 3 different TTRPGs right now. I'm actually having session 0 on Friday for one that I might be running with some friends for a little short campaign that I might be running with some friends from Candlekeep Mysteries. It's like a little magical spa adventure. I'm really excited. I'm very excited for session 0 on Friday. I'm excited to see who my friends make. I just have, I have a lot of like really cool characters that I want to make art of. And with my current handling on the human body, I can't. So I think we should probably spend some time doing some anatomy studies today. Probably also gesture drawings, probably a combo of both. So, you know, we might go on like 30secondpose.com or something and do some like 1-minute studies. Oh, it's going to be so hard, but I know it's going to be worth it and it'll be fine. Also, it'll be nice to get back in the studio. I'm really not happy with the layout of my studio. I like the desk in front of the window, but the rest of it, I'm just like not super keen on. I feel like the shelves take up way too much space. I would love to like drill something into the wall instead. I feel like they come out way too far, and I feel like they're just so heavy in the room. So, but that is a problem for like way future Cheyenne. Today we just got to focus on drawing. So I'm gonna drink my tea out of my cutie little secondhand cat mug. Oh, I will need to get more caffeine on the way to the studio, but let's get her done. Ugh. Speaking of skills that are difficult but necessary to learn and trying to develop some semblance of a creative practice, I think now is a good time to tell you that this video is sponsored by Skillshare. Skillshare is the largest online learning community for creatives, filled with thousands of classes taught by a myriad of experts across all kinds of industries like illustration, photography, fiber arts, painting, productivity, freelancing, you name it. It can help level up whatever creative pursuit you're currently pursuing, or it could perhaps introduce you to something brand spanking new. On the note of figure drawing, Skillshare actually has loads of classes specifically about like drawing the human body, such as this incredibly in-depth masterclass from artist Brent Eviston, as well as this class from Gabriel Piccolo, whose work you might recognize, titled Character Illustration, Drawing Figures, Faces, and Clothing. When I saw that even an extremely established and successful artist like Gabriel does daily figure drawing warm-ups, it really solidified how much I gotta lock in and incorporate the same into my daily drawing practice, because it is a practice. It is something that must be cultivated and nurtured, or else I'm not gonna be able to draw all of my silly little D&D guys. And what a travesty that would be. So, if you are also looking to level up your creative practice alongside me, the first 500 people to click the link in my description will get a 1-month free trial of Skillshare. So you got nothing to lose. So onward and upward. Dear friends, let us learn and evolve and grow together. Thank you again to Skillshare for supporting this channel. And now, we're off to the studio. So my thing about, so I really do like my studio. I like having this quiet place where I can just like make art. It's really nice. But my problem is that I really like being at home with my cats, and I do so much work on my home computer. And I actually forgot to bring my laptop back with me to the studio today because I brought it home from the studio because I thought I was going to take it home to Texas for the holidays. I digress. I find that like my little desk area and my little like art supply storage are kind of the only functional places in this space. So I just feel like there's a lot of work that needs to be done. And the thing is that it would probably take me a week because there's certain things that I need. So like for instance, I want to like completely reorganize these big shelves behind me. Either completely reorganize them or replace them. There's a lot of stuff on there that I could probably get rid of. Similarly, I want to get a little shelf above the sink, ideally that has little like hooks under it so that I can put all of my paint jars up there, and so I can hang all my paint rags and like cleaning rags there. There's work that needs to be done, and so I feel like every time maybe I've put off coming back here because I feel like every time I come in here, all I can think about is like all the stuff that I want to change instead of focusing on like, you know, the art that I need to make. Today is not an organizing day. Today is an art day. So, well, I'm gonna make sure that I put my snacks in the fridge, and I guess I'm going to, why is everyone doing yard work today? I will lament on the fact that my studio does not look the way that I wish it to. I guess I think what I want is, because right now my studio can't really take visitors. I have one chair. And so I'm wondering if I do like having a second desk that has like my computer and stuff on it. That's very handy. I know I would love like a place to sit in here, but I just don't know. I don't know if the space can accommodate it. I'm gonna need to talk to my mom. That's the best thing about having an interior designer for a mother, is that when I have interior organization or design quandaries, she can always answer them. So, okay. I've got my latte. Well, it's actually a chai. I got myself a cardamom chai. So good. And I guess we gotta do some anatomy practice because that's what I said we were gonna do. And that's what needs to get done. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, we'll see how that goes. Where's my Lami? Maybe Lami could be fun. Maybe I should start with a minute. Why am I so nervous? Why am I so scared? Okay. Why am I so nervous? You're just drawing little people. Ah. Ah! Bad, 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 bad. This is one of the simpler poses. Why is it so hard? Maybe I need to do it on a smaller scale. Ah. Okay, the only way to get better at something is by doing it. Oh my god, okay. This is so hard. The way to get better at something is to be bad at it first. The only way to get better at something is to be bad at it first. This is so bad. Oh my god. Okay, alright, okay, alright. I really like this image though. Hi. Hello. It's voiceover Cheyenne. I wanted to talk about the things that I learned on this day because it's a lot. Watching this footage back, even after only doing one of these, like, figure drawing study sessions, watching this footage back, I was like, okay, Cheyenne, you're going about this all wrong. I know that this is a habit of mine. I've known this is like an artistic habit of mine. I get way too wrapped up in details whenever I'm drawing from reference. I understand that I need to focus more on shape. I need to focus more on gestures. So when I'm doing these studies, I should always start with drawing the line of action. I had a lot of people I asked on Instagram where I was like, if anybody has any advice for doing these kinds of studies, let me know. And a lot of people said, like, start with super, super fast ones where you essentially just have time to, like, figure out what the line of action is. And then you place the head, I think it's like the head, the torso, and the hips, or maybe the shoulders. But you kind of, like, anchor those on the line of action and sort of go from there. And, like, obviously I wasn't doing that at all. I was starting with... I was like starting by drawing the head and then moving through the piece. And watching the footage back, I was like, yeah, no, well, one, no wonder it was so painful to do because it was my first time drawing that day. But also it was painful because it was painful and because it was difficult and because I was going about it the wrong way and I was overcomplicating things for myself. And again, I love getting wrapped up in the details, and as a result, I often cannot see the forest for the trees. It's a classic thing that I do. I feel like every time that I make anything. So when I went in doing these studies where I was kind of not just drawing the figures, but like drawing their outfits and stuff too, I still didn't start with the line of action. I don't know, like, I guess even though they do look better than the initial studies that I did on the other page, like I look a little more comfortable. It's just, I don't know why I'm not starting. Maybe there is a part of me that thinks that doing an under sketch, because I've been drawing with pen for so long, I think there's a part of me that thinks that doing any kind of like under painting or like sketching out parts of the body first before drawing over it feels like I don't know what I'm doing or makes me feel less quote unquote legit. I have so many completely arbitrary and totally like just pulled out of thin air. I have so many strange made up rules in my head about the way that I should approach my art. And it's not just about the way that I approach my art. I set up a lot of weird, nonsensical rules for myself throughout many different aspects of my life. And more often than not, I would say almost always, they usually hold me back or trip me up in some way because it gives something for my perfectionism to latch onto. And so it's just like, okay, well, these are the parameters that we have to operate within. And if we don't, creativity, but it's what I do. It's what I've been doing. And it has served me up to a point. And I'm continually meeting the threshold that it has served me up to. And I know that it's what I've talked about in my past couple videos where I'm trying really hard to let go of my perfectionism so that I can actually grow in the ways that I want to and that I'm excited about. As painful as that initial like figure drawing session was, I went into the weekend, and I unfortunately didn't really have time, but I like went into the weekend wanting to draw more bodies and like wanting to draw more people and like figure it out. And that the fact that I'm able to tap into that curiosity and that desire is a huge win for me. So I'm holding on to that and I'm going to let that guide me forward. And because I think following your curiosity in terms of your creativity is pretty much always a safe bet, whether or not it turns out. So I'm going to just got to stay curious and keep making stuff. And I'm happy that I get to share this clumsy little journey with you. Time for a lunch date with Aries. I have done enough. It's that thing where I always forget how good warm-ups are before you start drawing. So it's like, of course, those first figure drawings were awful and felt bad because they were the first things I've drawn today. And the first couple things you draw in a day always feel bad. So I always forget just how important warm-ups are. Lo and behold, I was feeling better by the end of the session, but now it's time for a little lunch date with Aries. Thank you. Stinky.